How's it going? My name is Max Rush. This is my co-host Jordan Sheedy.
Going on.
And this is Mother Sarah, patron saint of Clean Podcast. Anyways, guys, got a lot of news to bring you.
We have one piece of news to bring you. So we just learned that there's going to be a new Jurassic World ride at Universal Studios, which is interesting because we were just there last summer.
We went there last summer, and their Jurassic Park...
First of all, Max didn't care. I was so excited. It's like my Star Wars. So excited. We get there, it's all old stuff. All of it. It was built in 96. It's all old stuff. It has a video of John Hammond circa the first year it came out.
And you're probably thinking, man, you guys can still find it fine and fun.
No.
But when our first ride was Spider-Man, which was mind-blowing, and then Harry Potter, which was mind-blowing. And you go through all these rides that are mind-blowing, and King Kong, mind-blowing.
Yeah, so good.
And then it's where it's like King Kong's actually like blowing his hot air in your face. And then you get on a ride where you just sit on there and you go down into water or whatever. or you're riding the thing and
there's just the animatronic dinosaurs.
there's the animatronic dinosaurs that goes up.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, man, is this thing broke? Because it's like...
You see like the stitching and like the fabric on it?
Yeah. Like now if it would have popped up, it would have been cool. But yeah, and like it was coming apart. And
so they closed it in September, which was like basically right after we left.
Right after we left. And
there's a new one.
They're updating the park. So that's great.
I'm a little sad.
Sounds like there's a reason
It was
for
terrible.
them taking it down.
But they
I don't think we need to repair
They
this.
should have took it down like back in, when the first one came out, yeah.
Obviously, it's gonna be a thing. They should just go ahead and get rid of that and scrap it. Those rides were horrible. It was like a whole section of like several rides, and then we tried to get in the line that the one we thought looked really cool is like what's it called?
Where there's like it was like you sit in this one like those little lifts that you do at the ski lodge.
Yeah.
You sit in that and you go around, and there's like you just look over and see animals and stuff. I'm guessing because
so we get in line and then. The guy that was getting everybody on the thing just kind of looked around for kids because it's a kids ride. And they thought we were there for kids and it was just us. He's like, you're too tall and points at the height sign. We're like,
this
is the most fun looking one.
Yeah, so we all watched the new Pet Sematary to give you guys a little review. And we'll start off with old Jordan.
I'll go with the remake and then just kind of give my comparisons. Basically 1 through 4. 4 being don't watch it. 3 being, 2, watch it, and then 1, you gotta see this shiznit. It's a very high-tech scale. I worked a long time on it, about 2 minutes.
We had revisions.
Yeah. Here
I feel like it was well
that was that's the other minute.
Yeah. One minute was this, the second minute was us being like, let's revise some things.
Instead of spoilers, should we put "You're welcome"? So then they're like, oh, that's good. Now I don't have to watch this.
The remake is that it follows the story, kind of. I'm really going to be coming down hard on that the ending. I like the Creeds. They're more happy and, they really have a lot of, the interaction between them seems genuine. That's my only gripe really about the first one is that they're kind of dronish. Like they're almost like robots. The guy playing Judd in the first movie is the only one that's like, well, gotta do my job.
In my eyes, should have won an Oscar or something. You can
do your quote.
That is better.
They all float here, but that's not it.
They all. What's that?
Man's heart's made of stone, Lois.
The book talks a lot about how his accent, like the book is, what he says is written the way he sounds in the book. He was really doing what he was supposed to do with this crazy accent because Maine is pretty thick. But I have some background actually. So.
Go ahead.
So the way this got written in the first place, which I think I discussed this with you already. So the way this got written in the first place was Stephen King moved his wife and his 2 kids, were the ages of the kids, to Maine.
Yep.
In his house by a big road. The neighbor said, they had an old neighbor, and he said...
There's all the time crossing back and forth on that road, his luck will run out.
Which is what happened. Then the cat gets hit by a car. The daughter's like really upset. So you kind of got the idea for that. And then at one point, the son, who was the age of Gage, had like toddled out into the road and almost got hit by a semi. So to him, this is the scariest book he's ever written. He said he's gotten letters that people say this is not your scariest book, but to him it is, because this could really, like, this was like hits home for him.
John Lithgow's an awesome actor. I think he's an awesome actor. For this role, I think he was misplaced.
No!
What?
I did not like Judd in this one.
He was the best.
He was my
thing in this
favorite.
like cold. He was too
not,
cold.
guy who's been by himself for a long time because his wife died.
Which
The
is on
book,
it.
she's just alive and well.
Yeah.
I mean, alive and semi-well. She
That's-
dies halfway through the book.
that's-
What happened was the wife is fine, and it has like arthritis, and kind of gets where she dies halfway through the book, and Lewis is trying to take care of her and stuff, the dad, and then he dies, and then Judd is thankful for Lewis to help him, to have tried to help, but he really couldn't, and knows the pain of losing somebody so recently, and so then when the cat dies. And more in the book than the movie, Judd is more of a father figure to Lewis. In the book, in the movie, he's more attached to Ellie.
I like
cut
his
that all
acting in
out.
the new one. I thought it was, for one, because he explained how not how, but he explained his wife died. It's like, of course he's by himself, and then that Ellie,
Right.
the first person that really
Touched his
Yeah.
heart.
That's where I'll give the new Judd.
Everything
credit,
with
and
him was awesome.
Yeah.
I liked certain things. Like I said, I didn't wholly hate
Just because
this
he
movie.
didn't
Not-
talk like us.
He didn't talk. Don't go down that road. He wasn't just some old guy living across the
He
road.
was a hunter.
Yeah.
He had deer heads. He had guns.
He had a gun instead of a pocket knife.
He had hobbies.
I mean, you gotta have a shotgun or something.
Pascal.
Pascal. I've got
So-
some things to say on him
In
too.
in the book,
Mm-hmm.
source material.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the book, Pascal, same thing started where Lewis couldn't save him, and then he like sat up and was like, "Be careful of the pet cemetery," basically. And then you don't really see him that much again. You kind of hear about him like off screen,
In the
like
Right.
off page.
We're talking about the book or the.
In the book,
Okay.
the first movie, he's almost comic relief. Like he just like shows up, like at the very end, isn't he? Like in the seat of the semi, like, "Bye guys."
He's like, this is the end of the road
Yeah.
for me, and then she dies, and then he appears
He
again.
shows right back
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah, but in the new one,
They kind of backseat him.
They-
See, that's my problem with a lot of the writing in this movie. They try to be like too scary. Like, when I watched that first one, it wasn't inherently like it's a scary concept, but it's not like a scary movie. It's more of a thriller. It's kind of like Saw. It makes you. It puts you in that situation.
Saw's
What would
terrifying.
would you saw off your arm? Blah blah blah. This ain't about Saw, but. What I'm saying is like they put specifically parents in that situation. If you had a burial ground, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like probably 200 yards behind your house, would you take your dead
First
child out
off-
there to resurrect your
in
kid?
the book, in the old movie, it's Spot, number one. Biffer is somebody else's dog. I don't know why
Okay.
they changed that. They buried the dog, and the dog just came back wrong, but by wrong, he meant just like almost lethargic. He lived to old age, they didn't have to kill him, he just was not himself.
I was saying, I think in the first movie, the dad didn't want to kill him, so they burnt the house with him and the kid in it.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean, they can't not
from
put
what-
some of this stuff on film.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it wouldn't
As
be
much
an
as we
R.
want to.
It would go NC-17
Yeah.
and be on like.
The newer one, that cat looks so sweet. And then they kill him, and it makes me so sad. And then he just looks like just scroungy, like he's just a homeless cat.
The cat was played by 4 cats or 3 cats in the film.
In the old movie, the cat, they had some probably fine cat, but then they made the eye, like to make it look evil instead of just making it look dirty.
Mm.
They just like made the eyes all like yellow. What
Right.
is that? It looked just silly. In the book and the old movie, he kills the cat, right?
No, yeah. In the book and the old movie, he does.
Yeah, guys, I heard a joke today. This reminded me. Okay, what room in your house are you safe from zombies?
Safe from anything with a window to escape out of.
This is
I
a
would
joke,
say.
though. The living room. I love it. That was in the book, and in I think they just mentioned it very quickly in the movie, but like that everything was being controlled by this like Micmac.
Oh, the Wendigo.
Wendigo, yeah,
Yeah.
the Wendigo, yeah, that's what it was called. The Wendigo was like
Which-
controlling everything. It's some sort of paranormal thing.
I got a question about the book. Did it talk a lot about that Rachel's sister? Because
Yeah, I feel like they could have lifted that plot out, but in
Yeah.
the book it is.
Because
a
in
thing.
the first movie, the original, made it sound like she killed her sister. In the second one, it made it look like an accident, seemed like an accident, but it's like, you could have just done without this.
The theme is about death and loss and how we deal with it. Like, it's all about the stages, you know. Denial, grief, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't big on that. They talked all the time about how she's bedridden and she's got this spinal...
Meningitis.
She has a terminal illness and she's bedridden and she can't get out of bed. But yet, somehow, by magic, she's able to get out of bed, go over to this dumbwaiter that's in her room.
Open the dumbwaiter.
Open the dumbwaiter, even though that she has to be spoon-fed.
Every time she'd hear the sister move across the floor, it sounded like she was dragging like an anvil or something.
Yeah.
None of it really made sense. Those are the changes that were negative. Like Pascal being put in the driver's seat. He's almost like in the first one. He was almost like the best friend off of American Werewolf or an American Werewolf in London. You know, he was just kind of there. He was, you know, he was there to kind of give the audience a little bit of ease. Because it is a very grim story. There's nothing about it that's really like, and I don't even know why they had him in the few. He didn't even say anything.
No.
He kind of.
But
like
people who read the book and like were faithful to the book and the movie, I feel like would have been really upset if they would have lifted those stories out. Like I feel like they could have been lifted out, but when they have been like if it's a book that you really cared about and like you know childhood nostalgia.
The child that dies is the daughter. And I was shocked by that because
You didn't know that was coming.
I didn't know it was coming. I was
already.
like sitting here before the kid gets hit by the truck, and I'm like, no, okay, so they're gonna do it the same way they did in the old one.
That kind of makes it better probably to see because I knew that was coming.
They went a little over the top though. Like whenever the truck veers off and the trailer comes, I'm like, okay, like that's that could happen. But it's like, man, like they're gonna play it out.
Could any of this happen?
It could. You never know.
Disbelief here.
I've never been to Maine.
This movie was rated R. And if you would have seen that scene...
Was the other one?
It looks like she just... I mean, you see the trailer going down, like right towards her, and she does this. By the end of it, it looks like she was just taking a nap in the ditch.
Based on the way that trailer hit her, there should have been peace. I know this is a little off topic, but do you remember Bride of Chucky when the dude gets hit by the semi?
Yeah.
That's what should have happened. She should have exploded. Like, physics would have came into play. I was pleasantly surprised at first whenever she was coming home with the kids. You know, it's played out differently so far. Yeah, like maybe it's going to play out. It wasn't because she was driving from what, Chicago?
Yeah. In the original movie, I'm pretty sure they went on an airplane.
Yeah,
they did.
And this
which Coscal was riding in one of the seats again.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I liked that she went back because in the first movie, they did not have like a meeting back up of the whole family. It was just she went to Judd's house, they all died.
Ellie got left back in Chicago with parents.
So I liked in this one that they all came back together and like I thought the acting was really good when her face when she was like, "Aren't you happy?" and she was like, "No, yes, no." Like, oh my gosh, that was fantastic acting.
The Creeds in this movie, in the new one, I like their interactions because she is genuinely concerned, and you can tell their child literally just died, and he's not answering her phone calls. For all she knows, this guy could have committed suicide because she's already gone through one traumatic event, and she needs him, you know. In the
Today, Junior?
The first movie, which I think is better than this one, mind you. But that is my big gripe about the first one, is that they don't really seem to, like, they just don't look, they don't really look like they care about each other, really.
They don't seem to,
they're kind of,
they don't seem to even match.
Well, they didn't have that little maid or whatever.
They did not,
because
she was not in the book either. So
oh, she wasn't?
No. So what they did, what it seemed like they did is they got, so in the book it was, they had Norma, Judd's wife, no maid. And then in the first movie, no Norma, but the maid kind of had taken on some of her.
That was a depressing maid.
I know, let on.
Constant
and then they just cut it all in the new one. You didn't need a maid.
And what's their magic way of getting rid of this character that they made up for the movie? She kills herself. I'm not making light of suicide, by the way, but I'm just saying it's kind of convenient that the writers were like, oh, we're going to just sweep this one under the rug. Just have her clock out. She didn't show up for work.
And then Rachel takes Gage upstairs. I feel like the Gage in the first movie was a better actor. Obviously, they're little kids, but a better actor than the new one.
I felt more for this kid in the second one.
You did?
Oh, for the Gage in the new one?
He really wasn't in it that much, but what he was in, it's little bits and pieces. It's not exposed too much.
In the first movie, he did stuff. He said, I mean, I know it's different in the end because he's not evil and he's like a doll for a lot of his acting at the end, which is really noticeable.
Hey, you know
He
what?
like threw a doll on Judd.
To me, practical effects are timeless, and if an actor at that time can make, this, make look struggling with basically like an old stuffed doll.
That's so
look
bad.
realistic. Hey, props to him,
Did
man.
they though?
In the third act, my biggest problem was, one, they really drag it out.
It was so-
like she morphs,
I thought it was so weird.
or
'cause they
she's
didn't-
messing with their
like,
minds.
Norma was never shown ever, and then they had her be Norma for like a minute.
Yeah.
I hated that. That was stupid.
This movie has so much ADD that they really do miss out on. Why did they even have Costco to begin with?
Yeah. I got a question for you guys.
Costco or
Oh,
Costco, not
Costco.
Costco.
I got a question for you
Anyway.
guys. If Judd came over and and told Lewis like, "Hey, you need to put this to rest. Like, you need to end this now," and that girl heard him, do you think she would have came over and killed him? Because in the first movie,
That's like
the first,
he beeline, yeah.
That's
like
the first thing he did.
He
Was
like beeline.
grabbed this little scapula and went over there.
Scapula?
Is that what it's called?
Scapula's your collarbone.
Oh, what is it?
Scalpel.
Yeah, in the first one he grabs a scalpel and goes over there.
Yeah, like
in
he
this
almost
one,
immediately
in
goes
this
there.
one, she didn't even seem to get phased until he's like, "Hey, you need to kill this chick."
To clear up my why I think the first Judd was better, he was more warm. He was more fatherly, like that scene in the graveyard when he's like, "This is where the dead talk." Oh no! And he's like, he's being playful.
Yeah.
The first Judd, we'll call him Judd 89. Judd 89, he was smarter. He actually tried to warn this guy,
Yeah.
"Hey, dude, I know exactly. You and me know the same secret." And I'm telling you right now, it's a bad idea. Yeah, Judd 2 was
19.
lazy, and you know what? He deserved it.
Now I got a question for you guys. Now, would you guys follow an old man that you guys just met on what seems like 30 miles into like the burial grounds? The first one, they were going through first they had to climb up all the sticks. Do you not just go around? them?
That's what I
I was
was
wondering too.
wondering.
I'm like, is there not like a little bit of? Because man, I'd rather like trek through some thorns, like I'd rather trek through thorns than climb over this 30-foot tall, pile of sticks.
How did they get humans over that?
But they do explain that they ran off because of this unearthly force. Because
So the sticks there man-made so they wouldn't go back
Yes,
there?
It was
Indians
man-
put it there.
Yeah, the Indians.
Their ground, their burial ground.
The ground is sour. The remake names it,
Yeah.
they give it, they use a Wendigo as their excuse, but the theme is supposed to be that the ground is causing these chain of events. The ground caused the cat to die because it knew that Judd, with good intentions in his heart, would lead, Lewis out there, and it would just,
See, I don't-
like it feeds off misery.
I don't like movies when you have to think too much.
I know, and that's why I really don't like the
Yeah.
remake. I get it. Okay, this ground is supernatural, but it shouldn't have to go any further than that. You don't have to put a supernatural beast behind it. The ending of the remake, like I said, they drag it out.
She picked up Gage, went to the bathroom with the kid. Instead of opening the window, she picks up a chair and throws it through the window. It's like, okay, now there's shards of glass everywhere. It's like, man, I'm pretty sure you can just open up the window.
They had to dangerously dangle their son. Here, hold on. The dad's getting pissed. They're having an argument when their demon child is trying to come in and kill.
Which brings us to the ending.
It felt like a half hour.
Jordan,
This ending sucked so
let me
bad.
ask you-
So
Down
this
branches,
is assuming.
man.
So they're in the pet cemetery. This is assuming Ellie dragged Rachel to the cemetery, buried her. She rose from the dead. They walked back. How? I mean,
And then it
couldn't have been very
and that
far.
couldn't have been within I don't know, 5 minutes.
That's why I like the old movie, because they make it seem like these guys are walking for hours.
We'll need to talk about
If
this in
your
the car.
kid, anyways, died, drug off your wife,
Mm.
what would you do? Would you leave? Would you go to try to find him and trap your only kid that's living in a car?
are we
or would
talking-
you go? I'm asking you.
No, I know, but are we talking in the context of this movie or the 89? Because I'm telling you right now, if it was the 89...
I'm sorry,
some
did you
old-
live in '89? I'm asking you, man.
I know, I'm saying if I was that character,
No, if you were you.
Oh, if it was me, if I was me, if me was me.
The new movie, would you leave Gage alone in the car and follow the dead people? Or would you take Gage and be like, peace?
And then
Okay, if me were me, I would count my losses. What does he think? Third tries the charm? Okay, in the remake, basically he comes this close to killing his demon kid now. Demon wife, who, and this burial ground's supposed to be out there. It's supposed to be in the sticks. Well, he Google Maps it. He tries to find it. It's like right off the highway. It's like a football throw. They make it more ominous in the old one. They make it like,
because in this
these guys are in the middle of nowhere.
Because in the new movie, they even say 50 acres, or they say amount of acres.
That's how much they own.
Yeah.
And 50 acres really isn't that
That's
much.
That's not that far to trek. He's like, what about how far does it go back? Oh, he brings
the
up.
eye can see.
Yeah, he brings
It's
up.
like the Lion King.
Yeah, like
As far as the eye can see. This is all you're like.
But somehow Zombie Mom is able to just super speed fast run to get back there and stab him in the chest. He can do it. He can kill this demon kid and just get this abomination off the face of the planet. Bam! Gets stabbed through the chest, and then everything goes to black.
Like in the car and on the up at the window, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh
the
my God.
kid. Yeah, I get. No scenario does this kid come out on top.
Can I ask you guys a question? Where'd Lewis get the gas can?
Was he carrying a gas can, or was it a briefcase? I thought it was a briefcase.
Because
As a gas can.
Judd's house is on fire.
Oh, true.
But
Got
why?
the Judd-
So if you're a dead person, do you have the sense in you to get rid of the evidence?
Yeah.
So he burns Judd's house and then.
Yeah, like that's why there's so many
This movie's
things
so
left.
stupid.
Yeah, it's so ADD. It's trying to be this like epic horror movie.
Yeah.
Like they got so many jump scares. Which, by the way, if you use jump scares and you don't pay off with the jump scare, how every time they jump at the frickin' trucks coming on the road, come on, man.
I think they turned up the volume on that thing because I did jump.
This movie ended differently than the first movie in the book, in that all the stuff you said, and then
Yeah, they have
because it
zombie
was-
families walking up to the car.
So the book ended where the dad's sitting there, the mom comes in and she's like, darling, and then just, that's it, like the last word's the word darling. So then in the movie they tried to do that and it did not test well, and so they were like, let's add this in, and so they added the thing where they like kiss with like and then she grabs a knife, and that's how they ended it after the first test trial did not pan out.
They didn't show him getting killed. They kind of leave it up in the air. Maybe he's screamed him
she's
back
making a
up.
sandwich.
Maybe he fought. Yeah.
Have you heard her say darling, you never see her ever?
I think it would have been better to hear her say "darling" because it's insulting to the viewer to
Not show.
It's insulting to the viewer to show it.
All right, so on a scale of 1 to 4, Jordan, what do you go with the old movie?
Well, I'm giving it my number 3, which is
The old movie?
no. Start over.
Nobody listens to directions in this
Damn it.
household.
Well, I'm trying to.
Fine, we're gonna start with you. We'll go this way.
Okay.
Okay, on the green scale.
Please,
so
I can't work with this guy.
4 being worst, 1 being best. Old movie.
I'd say on the old movie, you gotta see it.
What number is it?
Well, I'd say 2 because you don't have to, your life don't depend on it. You don't gotta see the shiznit, but I say watch it. So number 2. I'd give it number 2.
And a new movie.
I'd say don't watch it. I was very,
4?
very dissatisfied. Or, you know what, I would say a 3 because you can watch it, but you can watch it while you're making supper and stuff. You don't have to pay attention to it. Don't go buy it.
I actually would give both a 2.
Wait, hold.
So I liked them both the same, but in different ways. I like the family better than the new one. The old one was cheesier, but I feel like it's a classic.
Classic, you gotta see it.
So I would say both of them would get a 2.
On the Jordan scale, I'm giving it an which means
Which one?
number
You
of 3.
can't do this scale at all.
Okay, you gotta do a 3.
On what movie?
On the first.
What is that?
Okay.
Figure this out. It's
All right, we're doing the All right, we're doing the earliest. I'm sorry, I thought we were reviewing the remake.
We're doing
Both of them.
We're doing
Both of them, okay.
We're doing Pet Sematary 89.
Just keep this
Okay.
stuff in here.
PSA9.
Okay. All right. Pet Sematary 89. I'm giving it a number 2. Watch it. It's a good movie. It's worth the watch. It's worth multiple watches. It really is. The remake, which is what we got, Pet Sematary 19.
Yep.
It's worth that first viewing just because. Just give it, give it that first viewing.
While you're making dinner.
Like you said, the
Yeah.
first and second act is
Yeah,
good, and then go make some food after that.
And there's things of merit in the new movie that I do enjoy. It's
I
not
think
inherently
that's better.
bad. The ending sucks. I do not like the ending. I hate that ending. I did not like their use of Coscow. I thought that he was wasted. I don't even know why he was in there. Cascow, whatever his name is.
I don't know who the hell
Victor.
that is.
Pascal.
Victor.
Pascal. The zombie.
Pascal.
The zombie, the ghost.
Oh, you sound like
Ghost.
you kept saying Costco.
Not like
Because
Patrick
he's saying
Swayze.
something weird.
No, like Coscow,
The whole
whatever.
time I was like, I tried to play it cool because I'm like, who the hell's talking about?
Because you know any of the
last.
character
It's a weird last name.
Pascal.
Is it Pascal or Coscow?
Pascal.
Pascal.
Yeah,
Oh,
you kept on throwing me off.
Hold on. Let me edit my notes here.
Okay, so I'm gonna rate.
Anyways, I thought they wasted Pascal.
They did.
They wasted him. He Pascal. Damn it, the ghost. I thought they wasted him. His character was completely irrelevant in the remake, and I don't even know why they had him in there to begin with. Because if they weren't going to use him, then why even have him in there? As far as Judd goes, he was a little cold. He wasn't as warm and mentoring. And those are my thoughts. That's it.
Alright, guys, so that's our picks for. Shit, man.
Keep all of these.
All right. Like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the bell, because apparently the bell has to be hit too. I don't know how
Bell.
YouTube works.
Is that
really.
the. Oh, the bell for the subscribe?
bell, yeah,
subscribe,
the bell,
tell your
subscribe.
friends,
But hit the bell too. Tell your friends, yeah.
or sneak on their account and subscribe for them.
We're gonna get Gary Coleman's. We're gonna get Gary Coleman's reanimated corpse.
I'll end at the Pet Cemetery, and then boom!
All right, there we go.